So I'm going to show you guys how I put together this pagoda top hood. So I got all these parts. We have these different angles cut. We got like a 40-degree angle here, and there's no angle on the top. But I set up this jig you can see here, and this jig has the correct height set, and then you can see it has a perimeter on the outside, which is really important to be able to create hoods that have complex angles. Right, so we set all these pieces up here on our centerpiece. Now here we've got our front piece. Now every edge of this has an angled cut to it. The bottom's 40 degrees, the sides are approximately 27.5 degrees, right? I'm kind of trying to show you, but they're all angled. So anyway, we're gonna glue this thing up, or wood glue on here. Joints fit pretty well. They're not perfect, but they're pretty damn good, so close enough. Right? Now we'll grab the trusty old brad nailer. Got some 1-inch brad nails in here. We're just gonna start tacking this thing together. The point is to hold this thing together pretty well with the nails. The glues and the nails in combination are going to hold it pretty well. We got more work to do this thing when we're done. So tack it all together, flip it over, and you kind of see what we got going on here. You know, it's not perfect, but it's fine. Good enough, okay? So next we're going to sand off our spots along the edge, make sure all our joints are nice, clean. Now we're going to take some blocks here. These are 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch blocks. These are going to go along the perimeter. Again, same 1-inch brad nails all the way around. Set this thing up here, make sure it fits, and look at that. Fits all right, not too bad. So we'll take this thing off now. We'll start putting these supports in. Now we got to cut some angled blocks to fit the compound angles on the inside of the hood. So we'll just set these things like 30 degrees. You can see I set them on there. They're kind of sliding there pretty well. They fit good. Now we're just going to loop glue these blocks in place. Again, same 1-inch brad nails, tack them all down. Again, these are going to make sure our joints are nice and secure for the life of the piece. So we have nails sticking out, so we got a little die grinder here. These are little 3-inch pads, and so that goes on my little die grinder there. We're just going to grind those nails off that stuck out. Next, we need to take our combo square, and we need to mark the locations of where the blocks are going to go for the back. The back has to screw on. Piece of 1/4 inch will screw on, but we're going to need some more blocks here. So more 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch blocks, tack them on again, same 1-inch brad nails. All the way along there. Again, we can see we got a little tiny relief there on the edge of our hood. And that is for our composite faux bamboo trim. Now this probably isn't something that you're going to do, but this is what I'm making. This is a pagoda faux bamboo hood that has faux bamboo, right? So we set that on there, and you can see it kind of fits nice along that relief cut there. I'll take one last look at our hood real quick and its kind of completed construction. And we need to sand a flat spot on our leading edges here. And this spot is just big enough to fit the faux bamboo on here. Last piece we're going to add is a little block here for our faux bamboo to rest on. Here we're going to map out all of our faux bamboo locations, and we're going to hit all the corners, cut it off with our saw, and then go over to our disc sander and then use our miter jig to get our nice miter joint on there. Just like before, we are going to use our super glue along the front of our hood, put our composite faux bamboo in there, and then tack it on with our 23-gauge pin nailer. Now, because my trim is not long enough, I have to actually add a piece, right? So we add it within the knuckles. We cut it just like before, and then we're going to super glue it in place and tack it in with our pin nailer again. Done. Now, moving on to the upper part of our hood, we have our smaller pieces of faux bamboo that go on the top. We'll sand the back side of our composite to make sure we get a nice bonding surface. And just like before, we'll tack these in place with a pin nail and hit with a little bit of activator. Now here we're working on our edges, right? So this decorative piece has many pieces of faux bamboo, and these are going to go on our leading edges here. Just like before, tacked in place. We have a centerpiece that goes in here. Now I did do videos of all the trim, but there are several other pieces of trim that are going to go on this as well, which you'll see at the end of the video. Finally, we have our acorn, right? It's a cool looking piece. We're going to drill a hole in the very top of this, and we'll screw this bad boy in place. And boy, it takes a lot of screwing, let me tell you. All right, so let's see last fit. Throw this thing up here, see how she looks. All the trims are in place. There's a picture from the front of the video. But you can use this technique to make all kinds of hoods. But this thing turned out great, and it's going to paint beautifully.